Yeah.
I just don't get how it's like, it's not like boxing or something. It's like anyone can think of lines like, oh, your female brain can't like think of bar. Like, I get how like some of them did have ghostwriters, but for it to just be like a blanket thing, like all female battle rap, like
Right.
why they
like,
can't think of bars? Like,
it's
it's
because
crazy.
sometimes you'll have like a female who's like young and like have like references to like a whole scheme of like references to like 90s basketball players and teams. It's like, well, like, come on, man. Like, you did, come on.
Well, yeah, you can tell like when what was it, Kwame Kush and I Battle, she had fucking Boy Meets World bars and stuff. She's like, we're not Griffin
Yeah.
Bean or something like Mr. Feeney. And then it came out that what was his name? Fucking
Oh my god.
oh, why can't I think of his name? Lotta Zay. Lotta Zay wrote for her apparently. So
Yeah.
and it's like as soon
He
as
writes
you
for a lot of
found
people.
out, you could just tell the cadence, the patterns, everything. It's like, oh yeah, clearly. How did we not see that before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe Jazz wrote that Stockton and Malone bar that she had. Like I just don't. When I heard her say that shit, I was like, really? Come on. Come on. They were
Well,
retired
nowadays
before you.
it's so like,
But
people
I
say,
don't
oh,
know, because her dad
sparring
is
and people the battle rap like groups and shit. So it's like it's definitely like it's not like it used to be. Where back in the day it was like a one-man sport. It was like 1v1 and everywhere there wasn't like battle rap teams and people in group chats coming up with shit. So
people didn't want help. People didn't want help. People wanted to write their own shit and attack people the way they wanted to, like, and say the shit that they wanted to say and showcase their set of skills. Today, it's like people just want to be in front of the camera.
See,
You know what I mean?
and the dark cloud over that was the perfect transition. Is this really changed, which we kind of clearly know in our own ways, when it got into the mainstream or caffeine ever. Like, I'm not saying that that's the epitome of when it happened, but when did we ever hear about? We hear about this from multiple sources that there's writing rooms where they literally you go in and you hear all the battle rappers previewing before they battle. They're like they're so this is something that we already kind of as a culture we accepting or being quiet about, and it's like I don't even know. It's a weird type of situation going on.
There's
but
nothing we can do. There's really nothing we can do about it. Like,
exactly.
What are we supposed to do? Eat like as much as we could all revolt and complain and stuff. The only way, the only way to like stop something like that would be for everybody to boycott battle rap until it stops. But that's never gonna happen. Nobody's, there's no way you'll be able to get everybody to boycott battle rap.
Yeah,
well,
no,
I mean, from a business like standpoint, I can understand like wanting the best product.
Especially if you have a great performer who can't write, but you know, then
or
you
not
have
even like how they do, like we heard about like multiple takes of the same bars till they get it right. And it's like I get that part, like if it's like you're putting out a product, you want it to be the best, not
trying
like,
to
oh
make
well,
it
he
like a
didn't perform it
movie.
as good. But then when you add that in with everything else, it's like it starts to take away the essence of it, because then it's like, well, so now we're just gonna do 20 takes, and now you had 10 people writing it, and it's like all to get the best product, I guess, but at the same time it's like it takes away from what it's supposed to be.
And then exactly, and that's why I say what it opens the door for everybody now to say like everybody can be blamed for being a part of this or whatever, and it could just be like this boycott going on. But with this going on already, and like you said, we can see, like, that's why I think it's not a boycott, because on some level, as big as we were saying, like from the Smack era, like, yo, this needs to be mainstream. They need to take this to the next level, past 106 and Park and all that stuff or whatever. And then when they did it, and they trying to polish their product, we can see that as entrepreneurs, but we don't. Everybody's not realizing that the danger in that is the MCs are looking at it like, oh, so we don't really got to be real. We can like just be acting. We can just play this game, and I don't really got to be nice. Why not just get a ghostwriter and get paid then? If they paying all these big bucks, it's like it's opening the door.
It's the same thing in music too, because you'll get someone that, and that's like widely accepted in music to have people like, I can name like 10 #1 charting pop songs right now, and all those people didn't write it. So there's like designated writers that write the songs, but they go, oh, you're a good singer, here, you take this song, and with your image and your brand and your like take on it, basically, like, you know. So it's like,
Beyonce didn't write that fucking to the left. Future wrote that shit.
So that it's like,
I think
it's hard to be like,
you know, someone did
to cut it, because if you look back even at remember when Hitman Holla battled Farrah Funeral like in the hallway? I don't know if you guys remember that. It was like, this was 2010 smack or something. It was like on the spot because they were all in the hotel, right? But even in that, you could see all the dudes were in one room, clearly helping him come up with stuff to battle. Because he's like, oh, you're not going to lose to this female. So they were all in a hotel coming up with bars. And then Farrah and Shuni were in the other room, like writing with each other. So it's like, and no one batted an eye. No one was like, oh, what, you're all helping to write to beat her? It was just like, no one cared because it was the entertainment. And it was like, well, it was kind of on the spot. But it's like that kind of opened the door for this. We've seen it all the way from back then, you know. So
how about like I'm a Chilla Jones is probably like Murder Mook and them was like, I definitely was fans of them because like I said, I mean like I didn't say it yet, but I used to be battling and all that. I was rapping and all that stuff. So and I'm in New York City. Those words was going around and all that stuff about these guys in Harlem, and then it was this thing between Brooklyn and Harlem naturally happening. I wasn't really a part of about that. That's kind of probably why I stayed away from a lot of that times they went up there. But my point is, like, Chilla Jones is the first person who I'm like, yo, this is battle rap is something you could study. Like that scheme and style from the JC battle, I was on it. So I'm just mentioning all this. I followed Chilla Jones, well, the first half of his career, like up until the Cody thing, like every move he made. And when he had that battle on the rooftop, remember that battle on the rooftop? And he was like, yo, I wrote for your top two.
Yes. Two. He wrote for both people.
Both sides.
Now it was a main event. It was a main event. I found out that it was a main event battle that was either for a Gnome or a Summer Madness. I know that for a fact.
It was a main event. See, I didn't know that.
And hold up. The only thing I haven't found out yet, which I know I can find out, is who the two people were. But I do know it was a main event for a Gnome or Summer Madness. And I believe it was.
Yeah, who you think?
And to be real, I think it was Surf versus Hitman, but I'm not 100% sure.
I felt Surf is the only person who I said I'm putting my money on. It was something up in that energy at that time. It was kind of like they had like tension going on, or Surf saying like he was always trying to give Chilla credit, but like also trying to like, yeah, he lame though, he nice, but he boring or whatever. So I felt there was like something going on between like, Surf was blasting everybody basically besides Chilla Jones. He was always showing Chilla Jones like respect at that point. So I just always thought Surf was somebody who was there. That's interesting though.
And it's like people.
Right.
Yeah, and people want to see,
and it's like someone like Surf.
People want to hear Chilla.
Chilla's the type of person that Surf would have bombed. He would have bombed on him so bad if it wasn't for, you know what I mean? Like he's just a type of person. Whatever. Look at how he came at like JC and shit. Surf would absolutely be bombing on Chilla. So but it's like,
you know, the thing with Chilla Jones is like, it's definitely questionable. And you know, with Chilla Jones, it's like the problem with him is everybody says he's boring and stuff like that, but like they want to hear him, they want to hear his lyrics, they just don't want to watch him battle because he's boring. So like fans would like a lot of these fans, if they knew that Chilla Jones, like if after each battle it was like, oh, written by Chilla Jones, a lot of fans wouldn't even care.
Exactly.
They wouldn't even care, which is fucking
That's
crazy.
what I'm saying. Like they become fans of the person, not like the sport. So, dude, it came out. Remember, Surf against
Port, but not like
eventually he got pretty good. But when he first hit this max stage, like him versus DNA, like, and I was rooting for him.
His last title match versus actually both title matches versus Real Deal. I saw the last one in person. He fucking spazzed, bro. And yeah, he can do it, but like, but he's better off behind the scenes writing, even though I don't agree with ghost writing and battle rap, but he should. I was gonna say,
remember Surf versus Cortez? It literally came out that he like stole that whole section, and then his defense of it, that like what Quilly verse or something, he was like, no, I didn't take it. He's like, fucking Tay-Rock wrote one half, and then who was the other person? He said drugs, and drugs helped me write the second half. So it's like, but either way, you're having someone else write your lyrics for you, and nobody cared. People still said Surf won that battle. It's like, what?
So you have a team of writers, just like we've always said. You know what I mean? Just like people always thought Tay-Rock and Chess and drugs and twerk and Surf, they all write together. Facts. Ace, I mean, they all write together.
Yeah, at this point, we got to look at that as everybody who's in a team or whatever, y'all linked up and it's open. We know that y'all openly doing it, and other people are doing it behind the scenes. That's probably, I don't know how that works exactly, but I'm pretty sure that, like, see, this is another thing. This is what I'm saying. Corruption is just going to breed more corruption and all that type of stuff. It's a cycle. Like things in life is a cycle until you stop those cycles. And like, let's think about this cycle. Remember when, oh man, this was one of my favorite moments in hip hop. Like Beanie Siegel versus That Kiss, the Rockefeller versus State Property. And it came out like from New York City, from Bushwick and Aberdeen. It came out like it was literally, I went to high school talking about this. I was in junior high school and I heard that.
New York?
Yeah, I'm from the city. Yeah, exactly. I'm from Brooklyn. But,
okay, word.
Yeah, I'm from Bushwick. I was kind of raised in Bushwick. I was born in the Bronx, raised in Bushwick for like until probably the end of high school, and then I went to Bed-Stuy the whole time, the rest of the time, and then like in the military and all that.
Damn. But okay, wow.
Yeah, but like the point that I'm saying is we was hearing that, yo, there's this line that I'm about to sun kiss like a soda. We just heard that line and we were just like, oh, they're gonna kill. We thought it like we heard it was like Jay-Z or whatever, gonna kill Kiss or whatever. So that was a rumor going on for years, if not years, but it was like at least a year, maybe I'm gonna say a couple of months, I'll say, before we officially heard that drop. Right. And then you hear my point to bringing all this stuff up is we heard eventually, I don't know if y'all are familiar, but they kind of did that together. They wrote that bar when he when he went at him with that hands up beat, knock you out beat or whatever. That was all written as a group or whatever. Or they helped him with lines is how he said it. He had like most of the bars and they was giving him lines or whatever to like state property. So that kind of is another opening door. Like that was accepted. Nobody kind of cared about that. So when the battle rappers are doing whatever they're doing now, it's like the same. Why you kind of got, that's why I said it's like, it's not saying that it's absolutely not good, but it's like nobody's not stopping it. So there's no authority figure who's like standing up and saying anything about it. Like even with us, like we talking about this or whatever, but if the authority is looking at the money that they making more than the culture of what we representing, this is what we kind of like stuck with.
Fact. That's what we're saying. It's like it's been accepted, so it's like, and it's been accepted in every other form of entertainment. So even like movies, directors will be like, they didn't write the script, someone else did. So it's crazy.
Good point. It's a great point. Yeah, I mean, and
so that was a great point. But I want to address this real quick. Hustle said that was a diss track Rock had for Quilly that he never used. No. Quilly did a spit.
Like something they were saying, like I said, drugs and all that. It was a bunch of them who was, and it's like maybe rocking them. They was like, yo, we scrambling right now. We can't let him lose to Cortez. Like, and then they like, yo, and remember he was on this losing streak, so they got to make sure he good for his bread and all that. So I think Rock probably got inspired, or drugs, whoever they said got inspired from listening to that, and maybe like homie saying, Hustle saying, Rock is the one who literally wrote it that and said, yeah, Rock, here, sir. Here's some bars for your second round or whatever. He did that.
I know, it's just crazy to me how the defense of, no, I didn't steal that, is someone else wrote it for me. Like, what? How's that a good defense, bro? Like, what?
But I do wanna get back to
saying that anybody can just study that. You don't have to really. I don't have no certification to teach economics, but I'm economically certified to teach, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just the concept of investment, like that's an investment, and we should be investing in ourselves. That's important. And to take that leap of faith, always have a plan. But when you see someone investing in yourself, that in themselves, like that's the first sign of someone who's a hustler. Like you pushing that, you are the drug. You're the thing that you need to move. You're the product, and you pushing it and doing what you got to do to make sure it's packaged right. It got the right stamp and all that, and it's going to the right place, and you're doing all that. It's the same concept. I mean, yeah, that's like I said. That's how I view it. Like it's the same thing. And really, when you get down into like behind the scenes stuff, all that world is connected to the politic world, connected to the hip hop world. It's all the streets. All that stuff is mingled together. They're all just one of the same cycle with just different people.
In the Venn diagram, they all connect in the middle, basically. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, absolutely agree. Like you were saying, basically, like I remember when I first like started realizing, like, oh wait a minute, this could be like a product, and like you were saying, like basically push it the same as like any other product. It's like the same thing with Mark, which again ties back into what we were talking about at the beginning, like people not promoting a card they're on and shit. Like that's wild to me, because it's like essentially we're talking about investing in yourself, and it's like you want your bag. Okay, you're getting paid to do this battle or whatever, but you're fucking up your overall bag because you're not even promoting yourself of what you're about to do here. So it's like then someone else that might be like interested in investing or like booking you for a battle, they're looking at you like you're not even promoting yourself over here. Like, why would I do? Like, shit's crazy, man.
Right. Absolutely, I agree. That's exactly how I think too, especially someone who's trying to like do trying to do business and all that stuff, and trying to like you have to. It's like when you're judging a battle, like you gotta kind of look at the small things. Somebody could be real. Like chess is the perfect example. You want to invest in chess. You keep hearing this guy is so great. This guy from New York, this Bronx, New York. He's this guy. He got the crowd. He young. And then you hear or you see, and that choking happen. That's going to be a major factor. Or if that's something that keep you is so consistent like that. So
right, or like a twerk or something like, or like a clean paper. Like you keep no showing. It's like now that's a stigma that's like attached to your name and your brand.
This one, but yeah.
No, I know, but I'm just saying in general. Like we're talking about like a chess or something. I remember 16-year-old chess when he was on like the UFF shit. Like he was buzzing. He like there was so much like just the air where you could sense it. Like it's like, damn, this kid's still in high school, and you could just imagine like, yo, he's got to be like the man at his high school, and everything was set up for him. Like they paved the road for this dude, and but to see it now, like look at it then and look at it now, like how much he's damaged his own product just by bullshitting, basically. It's like,
and nobody said he lost his bars. It's just literally just that professionalism thing right there. Like, especially at that level and at that whatever tier that he's supposed to be on. Like, but yeah, it's like, dedication, discipline, dedication, determination. Those are like, I think that's it might be a Marine thing probably in me, but I felt like I'm an extremist, so maybe I always had that in me. But yeah, like you can't really lose with that. And like that's what I'm about, like helping people. As a teacher, one of the best things that you learn is that people really just don't know. That's like they're doing a lot of things because they don't have any idea. They don't know. They see there are other people doing it, and it's these kids. I'm talking about the youth, I should say, because it's not just kids. It's some people in college as well. Like they don't really know. And then when you tell them like backstories, right? Like you give them the origin of certain things or some backstories, and it blows their mind, and you see they literally change instantly. these are kids who people think don't know anything. No, what they see is that we keep putting certain things on a pedestal, and that's why they're going to keep mimicking it until somebody, and nobody wants to be the OG right now, or a leader, or somebody who's a figurehead to stand up and not try to be no like word of wisdom for everybody, or some super saver hoe or nothing like that, but like just to, hey, nah, like this is why that's going on. Do you even know, like, people who buy jewelry for years? For years, when people buy the big chains, the rappers and all that, the rappers did that mimicking the drug dealers. The drug dealers did that not because they was trying to get attention. First off, these are the people who not really outside. These are the big timers who really got the big ones. No, those are literally, so hey, if I'm renting, I don't have to carry suitcases full of cash. I can just put this on and go to the pawn and go pawn this at the next state or whatever, next place I go. It was an investment just to make sure you got it. So when you see people you buying fake jewelry to try to impress people, come on.
Yeah, I never understood that. But like you said, it's like they don't know, like. And I feel like not even the youth. I feel like there's a lot of people just walking around that if you stop them and like ask them, yo, why you do this? They don't have an answer for you.
They don't have
they don't know why they're doing this shit. It's just
and
like,
most of them are just following what they heard someone else say or what they saw someone else do.
Yeah, everyone just wants to be like like, oh, this is what's fun. It's the same thing with like slang and shit. Sometimes you hear people say something, you're like, what the fuck? Like, it don't even sound cool, but it's like, well, someone else said it, so now I'm trying to make this slang. It's like, it's weird. It's like a revolving door of like nonsense that not no one, but like most people don't like stop and like they're not analytical enough to be like, what, why am I even talking like this? Why am I like, why do I walk or behave like this? Why am I buying this type of clothes or jewelry? Like, they're not even thinking that, they're just like, oh, I'm trying to be fly or some shit. Like
every year I had that conversation with the students about like where the concept of having your drawers showing in your thing, when this was really during the era. Yeah, y'all already know where that's going. When they hear that, the shock in their face and the disgust that they see their favorite rappers and stuff wearing it, showing their drawers and stuff, and got their stuff tucked like you some inmate, so that somebody got like it's they want to learn. I'm not saying that everybody cares. Some people already, like some of these kids is absolutely they already there. They already out there. You ain't know, only if they want to come back. You gotta just let them go. But there's kids who really want to know, and I'm not, like I said, it's not kids. And by the way, shout out to Seizure. Seizure is absolutely right. Like bonds. Like, come on, why is that not even a conversation?
And he's not even 30 years old. He's like he's in his mid-20s. Like, and he's saying this. Yeah.
Oh wow, Seizure. So, I thought Seizure the writing is so the writing made me think he was more mature. Right, Seizure. Shout out to you, a beast.
Right. He's hella smart.
Seizure's a beast. Yeah, that's fire. Shout out to you, Seizure. If I ain't say it already, like. Definitely somebody I'll be looking forward to look with the battles with all that.
Absolutely.
But like what else? Let me say what else. I feel like I was going somewhere with like maybe that was a conclusion. Just people, they mimic if everybody just don't know, and we shouldn't be afraid to just teach when it's time. All Love King. We shouldn't be afraid to major internet shout outs. We shouldn't be afraid to teach. Like, we shouldn't be afraid to teach, or not even teach, because it's like sometimes people feel offended by that word, or explain, or analysis.
Spread knowledge.
Right. There we go.
Right. Well, sometimes it's like an ego thing too, because sometimes like you're trying to school someone on something, but they're like, oh, what, you feel like you know more than me, so it's like you gotta also like watch
I have no problem
the tone you say it in, or like, you don't know where they're at, so you don't know how they're taking it, how they're perceiving it. Like, there's a lot of shit like that. Even you got to be humble to take some knowledge in. So even if someone's coming to you without the ego, if you're not in the right headspace to even hear what they're trying to say, it's like it kind of goes both ways. It's like, because I've had people when I was younger try to like school me on some shit, but just their like approach on it was all wrong.
Right.
And you could sense like the ego in it. And I was like, man, fuck out of here. I wasn't trying to hear it. But then there was other times where they were coming at me correct, but I was in the headspace where I had some ego or something. And I'm like, oh, what, you know more than me? Like, so it's like
right.
It's hard
that's
to teach someone that ain't trying to learn, basically, too. You know?
Yeah, when they ain't trying to learn, and that's a good segue into saying you can learn anything from anybody. Doesn't matter their age or anything. Like I learn shit from people that are way younger than me all the time.
Absolutely.
All the time.
Absolutely.
You know,
knowledge transcends all age, race, fucking creed, any of that. So it's like, and you can also learn shit from someone that's doing the wrong things. You know, you can.
Correct.
You know, I've learned a lot just from seeing like people fucking up around me, and I'm like, whoa, now I just from watching that, I know I ain't fucking like repeating that behavior, you know? So it's like, you can learn anything from anyone at any moment.
Yes. Some of the most potent. You are 100% right about that.